Hey guys, it's your girl Kay Casman and welcome back to my channel. So today in this video I'm going to be explaining to you guys what I'm going to school for and why I chose this route. I have my notes here as well so I don't miss anything and make sure that I'm kind of organized and stuff. So basically I'm going to school for the program I'm enrolled in is a licensed practical nurse, also known as an LPN. Now, an LPN is a year-long certificate program or 2 years depending if you go part-time, and it's a certificate program. It's not a degree program. You can't really get a high-end job with it, but it is a good foot in the door. It's a good marketing tool, I think, because back then it was it's like a trade school program. Back then it was really good because you could also get hired in a hospital with it, but nowadays you can't. You can only work in anywhere but a hospital. Hospitals do not hire RNs or registered nurses. They don't. Most likely you find LPNs in clinics, doctor's offices, what else? I'm crazy. Where else can you find them in? Nursing homes, mainly nursing homes and stuff like that. Yeah, anywhere but a hospital. Now, I'm going from an LPN because my school journey has been a struggle. It has been struggle city. During my senior year of high school, my parents were going through a really, really nasty divorce. And it was in the midst of my senior year, and in my personal opinion, they were selfish and let their problems trump mine. So no, I didn't take the SATs, and I've never really told anybody that because I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. No, I didn't know I had to apply for SATs. My mom didn't even realize I didn't apply for it until the day before. She was like, "Are you doing something tomorrow?" I was like, well, I think the SATs are tomorrow. She was like, "What? You didn't register?" I'm like, I didn't know. And even so nowadays, I'm still kind of embarrassed that I didn't register. I didn't take it. So obviously because I didn't take the SATs, I didn't even apply for any colleges. My mom was like, "Okay, well, you're just going to go to county college. You can only go to county college." So that was my only option. I didn't tell her how the school I'm going to, they did come to my high school to speak. And I, in my head, I want to go to university, not thinking that this could be something smart for me since it's something I wanted to do. Now, I never, my first initial career plan was to be fashion marketing, something in an advertisement agency, because I really did love marketing class. But I couldn't find anything that interests me, nothing. The class itself, yeah, fashion marketing was one of my favorite classes, but it just didn't, I couldn't see myself doing it for the long haul. It wasn't really for me. So I was like, you know what? Nursing was always my backup plan. I prayed on it and I felt great about it. So boom, right after high school. So I'm going to community college. It's good for the first year because they gave me financial aid. The way my parents were going to split it up, it's 3 of us. My mom would handle my sister's education, my dad would handle mine, and it would split my little brothers. Now, my dad, I got financial aid with my dad. The first year was fine. The only part was I was taking remedial classes. Again, I was ashamed. I was very hard on myself. 18 years old, I was downing the hell out of myself. I was so ashamed of myself. So I was telling you're nothing. You look at you taking these remedial classes. Don't down yourself. It's a part of your process, but I'll get into that later. Taking remedial classes the first year. My first 2 semesters, okay, boom, fine. The next year I go back. Me and financial aid are going back and forth because they were just giving me a hard time. But nobody at the end of the day would tell me, since my dad made more money than he did. When I tried to reapply for financial aid, my dad ended up making $5 more than what made me eligible for financial aid. So a week before school, they cut my classes. They cut me off. The school just "Oh, we cut your classes, do non-payment." I'm like, but I have financial aid. They're like, then finally this one guy tells me, "Oh, you're not eligible because your dad makes you see, he makes $5 more stuff." So when was somebody gonna tell me this? So I didn't go back to school for a year. And the guy was like, oh, well, you can take out a loan. And I went off. I'm like, you want me to take out a loan for this school, this shitty ass school? I was like, I'd rather kiss a homeless man. I had also had very bad anger issues back then, so I went off on anybody who even triggered me. It could be something so small. You triggered me, I would curse you out. So I didn't go back to school for a year. So then I ended up going to do this PCT program at the trade school. Finished that program for a year, but couldn't find a job. Could not even find a job anywhere. No hospital was hiring for that position at the time. So I ended up taking a job in a nursing home. And then I saw LPNs there. I started asking questions, and they were like, yeah, but because in the world we live in, like, you know, not even a bachelor's degree can get you far. If at this point, the way the world is, the way education goes, you know, they always tell you, like, you need more than a bachelor's degree. Like, there are people out there with a bachelor's degree making $30,000 a year. I'm sure there are. So, you know, they were like, oh, you know, LPN, just go straight for school. Just go straight for your bachelor's degree. And, you know, I kept hearing that over and over and over again. But I was like, still, no, I'm going to go for my LPN. It's only a year program, and it can really put my foot in the door. So fast forward, the first time I took it, I didn't pass the test. I took the exam twice. I didn't pass the test. So I'm like, you know what? After that year not going to school, my boyfriend and I sat down, and I always go to him to talk about advice. If I need any life advice, anything, any choice or decision I want to do, I talk to him about it first because I trust his word 100. Like, that's just, anybody who has a boyfriend, a serious boyfriend or partner, you would know, like, talking to your partner about your life choices is important. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to county college. I'm going to go back. I'm going back at this point. And I have to work. I had just bought a new car because the one I had, my dad bought me, died. So I ended up buying a new car, and I had bills to pay. I had my cell phone bill, my car note, my car insurance. My mom was charging me rent and stuff like that. So I had bills to pay, and because of that, I only could take one class per semester. Now, mind you, I had to take remedial math again because I guess, not again, I had to take the next level of remedial math. There was 2 levels. When I first went there after high school, I took the first level of math, and then I had to take the next English. But the crazy part was, community college, we were paying for that out of pocket. And I just, mentally, I wasn't there. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I took that remedial class 3 times. I took that class 3 times, yes. Took it spring semester, I failed. Took a summer semester, I failed. Took it in fall. Of course, I aced it at that point because I couldn't keep wasting my money, my dad's money. And I never told any of my friends this because, again, I was ashamed. And I was always comparing myself to my friends because my friend group, we are some bosses. Like, my friends are, I'm like, here my friends are making long strides, making good strides, and I'm still stuck. I'm that one friend who just can't get right. I used to down the hell out of myself. So then, boom, I finally get out the remedial class. Now I gotta take college level math. Okay, I'm like, I'm gonna ace this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this. Barely passed that class. I passed that class with 2 points. Two points. I passed that class. Don't know how I passed biology 1, anatomy 1. I don't know how. Mentally, I wasn't there. It was hard. I had class at 8 a.m. I wouldn't get home till midnight. Then I had to stay up to do homework for math and bio at the same time. I don't know how my professor passed it, but he passed it with a B. So then I'm like, you know what? No, because I'm just stuck. But everybody at my job where I work at a hospital now, obviously all the nurses there are like, well, don't go for your LPN. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And I was like, don't downplay it, because at the end of the day, there are LPNs who can make a good amount, a good living. People have kids. It's a good way. It's a year-long program to make more money. So it's not stupid. Don't downplay, because I'm like, y'all don't know nobody's story. To be sitting there and be like, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm like, but I was in my head, I'm like, well, okay, I'll just go for it. And I spoke to my boyfriend. We were like, yeah, let's just try to go that route. But it wasn't working for me. I wasn't moving. And I was like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, barely with anything left over after my bills. So I have to, like, you know, I need something now. So then at the county college, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to the LPN program there. I go to sign up to take the entrance exam because their program is so small at that school that it's very hard to get into. So she was like, oh, are you available every Wednesday? I'm like, no, I work every Wednesday. I'm never really off on a Wednesday. She's like, oh, well, then there's no point of you signing up. And I'm like, excuse me? What do you mean? She's like, oh, because you have to come every Wednesday to take the prep study class. I'm like, in the morning or what time? Because I have to be to work at 3. If it's from the morning time, that's fine. She's like, no, it's only from 5 to 8:30. I'm like, I just told you I work through 11. So I'm like, what other classes are available? She's like, none. She's like, oh no, we don't have any, so there's no point in you signing up. The fuck? What do you mean? So I walked away. I cried. I cried. Oh, but I just forget to tell you stuff. After I stopped going to county college, like after I finished my PCT program at the trade school, I was just trying to get into any like nursing school I can get into. Any independent ones, any ones that were just like, there's one program in Jersey that has LPN to BSN. That's like a 5-year program, and that program is so hard to get into. The test itself, hard as hell. Anybody who gets in that program, kudos to you. I was 12 points away from the score I had to get. The lady, instead of like telling me, okay, you know what, you have one more time to take it, just try to study and try to again, this lady goes to here and tell me you need to change your careers because you don't know what you're doing. What? I left that place bawling. I cried so hard. I didn't even go back there because I was in a fucked up mental state, listening to every negative thing people were saying about me. And I'm like, you tell me to switch careers? Like, what? What does that even mean? Like, what do you mean? So then, okay, fast forward to what I said. So yeah, I was listening to the nurses at my job currently now. So I'm like, I can't. So after I left the county college, I'm officially done with them. Done. Period. I'm done. I'm not going back to them because they are always on some bullshit. And I'm tired of giving them chances. So I called the trade school that I'm in now, because I went there before to do my other PCT program. So they kind of remember me there. So I went there. I signed up. I got the tour. I signed up for the test. I studied. Boom. Your girl passed and your girl got in. So everything, that is why I chose to go down that route, because I need something now. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And again, it's a good marketing tool. It's a good like step for me. I'm not speaking for anybody else. This is all for me, you know. And I'm definitely at my job, I keep it private because I don't want people judging me, because the nurses at my job, they're so judgmental. You don't know my story. You don't know, I don't know your story, and that's on period. So I'm going from LPN, and I start September 30th and I finish October 8th of 2020. And you know, if you know me, I'm a hustler. I've always really had 2 jobs, paid my bills. I'm always working. My friends know your girl's a hustler, and I'm always good at marketing myself. So I see this as a good opportunity. Like, oh, she was a CNA here. Now you're working in the hospital. Now you're LPN. And my resume is building. Gotta profit off myself, because if I don't, who will? Nobody. So my end goal is to become a nurse practitioner. Now, I really, really want to work in psych. I am not sure if it'll plan out like that, because I work with some psych patients now at my job, and it drives me nuts. But I'm like, there are some aspects that I love. Like, I love working with special needs kids, Down syndrome children. That is what I like, working with special needs kids. So I pretty much feel like if I did go into psych, mental health nurse practitioner, my specialty would have to be, or my focus would be children and adolescents. Or my other backup is women's health. But I do know my end game is to be a nurse practitioner. I've thought about it. I've prayed about it. It feels good in my spirit. So that is my end goal. What else am I talking about? And I just want to sit here and say, do not listen to anybody when it comes to your life. You can don't take advice from everybody. Don't listen to everything people say, because people my whole like after high school life was telling me, don't do this, don't go for that, don't go for that, but they don't know a damn thing about me, what I go through, what I've been through. So just do your I would say do your research, do what you have to do for yourself. Oh, whatever. So like I said, you know, just do what's best for you. Do your research, do your research, do your research, so you can see what's fit for you. Call and ask questions. I was calling, asking questions, doing this, did all my research, you know, because I do plan. Currently I live with my dad and stepmom. I do want to move out on my own. I can't take it, but that's a whole nother video, maybe far in the future. But I do plan to elevate myself with this and just continue on, and you guys will definitely be along with me for the journey. And of course, and again, don't pour from an empty glass. Help yourself first, and do not listen to everybody, because everybody just gives you bullshit of their goody life, and trust me, they're not perfect either. Their shit still stinks. Okay, so thank you guys for listening to this story. I really hope like it encourages you guys to continue going. And also I'm gonna say this, I keep forgetting stuff, but whatever. Don't compare yourself to your friends. Your friends go through the same school struggle, not exactly the same, but trust me, they have their struggles too. Don't compare yourself, because me, I was comparing myself so hard. Like, look at my friends making moves. Meanwhile, I don't know that they struggling, going through it in their dark times too. Do not stress yourself. Do not kill yourself. And again, take care of yourself. Self-care is the best care. So yeah, so thank you guys for listening to my story. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit your bell for post notifications for when your girl posts. Right now I'm just pumping out videos because, you know, I do have school next Monday. I also have orientation on Friday, but I have another video I'm doing on Friday. So thank you guys so much. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this, but I will definitely put it out there when it's open to you guys to watch. So please subscribe. Please tell everybody to subscribe to my channel. I'm new on here, so, and I do plan on posting once a week once I start school, because I can't have all my focus be on this. I have to really get, you know, my school situation underway. And of course I will do check-ins, I'll do other videos that involve school. So thank you guys, and I will see you later. Peace.